Hey everybody, this is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach, coming to you out of Holiday, Florida this beautiful afternoon with my day 8 of my 90-day video challenge. How freaking exciting is that? I love that. You know, it's like the hump is over, the 7 days are done, you know? So anyway, let's get down to the point here. I'm going to move away from video marketing, tips and tricks right now. And for this video, I want to discuss something. I had got my email from Marie Forleo, and she was talking about people feeling uneasy with actually earning and charging and receiving money for their goods and services. And she said something that I want to reiterate to you. We do not live in a zero-sum world. Now, what does that mean? A zero-sum world means that you believe, or that the world actually has this strange algorithm in which every time that you earn $1, someone loses $1. That in order to be wealthy, someone has to be poor. And in order to, that there's always that takeaway. And it's not true, guys. It's totally not true. People have taught you this. People have ingrained this into our societies all across the world for whatever reason, whether it was to keep you feeling disempowered so that you remain poor because they were afraid of losing their own whatevers, to keep you afraid, to keep you, not living in the truth. The truth of the matter is that's not true. That's not true. And let me give you an example of why we know it's not true. Because then we would force ourselves to be unhealthy. Think about that. If you enjoy great health, does that mean that somebody else must, as a total reaction to your health, be very unhealthy? So that every time that you exercise or eat something right, you're taking healthy food away from someone else's mouth or fresh air away from somebody else's body? You know that's not true. You know that deep in your heart that that's not true. So I want you to understand that's not true when it comes to money either. I had the last conversation I had with my father. He was talking about a particular philosophy or group of people that have this particular philosophy. I'm not going to give you a name, but I absolutely love their philosophy. The problem that I had with it is that anyone that I ever met that was involved with that particular group of people, that they themselves put themselves in a zero-sum world. For instance, I was at an awesome little lawn party at a friend of mine's house, and she's like a permaculture lady, you know what I mean? And so we went over there and we had an awesome picnic, and we drank, and we watched the boats go by, and it was great. And she had this nice little 3-bedroom cottage on the riverside in Newport Richey, and it was a very nice house. It was one of the old school Florida wooden homes that I absolutely adore. But it wasn't too much. It certainly, I don't believe there can be too much. But it certainly wasn't extravagant, and it certainly wasn't a mansion. And the one particular person that was there that's involved with that particular movement that I was talking with my father about, she was like, this is too much. You could have 12 families living in here. This is way too much. There's no reason why any one person should have this much room. Well, what do you mean? The woman earned it. She has family that might come visit. They need a place to stay. So, she could have guests and have some, she has a guest room, and she has an exercise room to do her yoga and meditate and read some books. She's got her living room and her kitchen and her bathroom. I mean, this was not a gigantic house by any stretch of the imagination. And I found that people in that particular environment, in that particular philosophical standpoint that are involved with that movement, all feel that way. They all feel that in order for you to have something means it's been taken away from someone else. And that's bullshit. Okay? I'm going to give you another example. I know we get upset as taxpayers when the government bails out a company, when the CEOs are making billions of dollars, and they're getting billions of dollars in bonuses, and all this fun stuff, and sometimes it'll make the average person angry. But I'm going to ask you right now, are you ready to stop being the average person? Okay? What would you rather the money do? Would you rather the money be reabsorbed back into the company? Do you think that it really would trickle down? Because Reagan already proved that trickle-down shit doesn't work. It's up to the individual to lift themselves up. I would much rather see the CEO make his own personal decision about the millions of dollars that he makes in his bonus and do some philanthropy with it. And I can guarantee you this, the people that give the most are the ones that are earning the most. Okay? The $5 you're throwing in at the church in the collection jar is wonderful. But what would you do if you were making $500,000 a month or $500,000 a year? Would you truly put 10% in, or would you throw maybe 15 in there? So it's really important that you understand that you, as an individual, are not the cause of anyone's downfall because you're having a good time. You deserve to be compensated. You deserve to have abundance. You deserve to be healthy, and no one's suffering because you are enjoying that. Nobody is. The only people that are suffering for it are the people that choose to hate on you because you're having a better life than they are. And all they're doing that for is to take away their own personal responsibility to lift themselves up. So, in hindsight 2020, I'm on the phone with my dad, and I was like, I just never got along with anybody in that particular organization. He's like, well, then I guess you don't get along with me. And I was like, well, he really does believe that when somebody else has something good happen, that it's off the back of someone else, and that's bullshit. Because I remember long ago when I was early in motherhood, my daughter was about 2 and 3 years old, and I was going to college for African American studies. And in my incredible genius mind, I had studied the Communist Manifesto thoroughly and analyzed all sorts of different political groupings and economic stylings. And I remember telling him, because I thought everything should be communist at that point. I just thought it should all be shared equally. Well, it's bullshit. We're not all equal. We should all have equal rights, unalienable by the gifts that we have been given from God. Absolutely. No one's rights should be stepped upon. But how people exercise those rights, those are not equal. If you don't want to be an average human being, stop being an average fucking human being. Excuse my curse words. I'm not even going to apologize for it. And I remember my father telling me in those days, if you take away, because I had written a paper on how I felt that everything should go, and like my own little manifesto, and I was talking about luxury tax, really big luxury taxes. If you can afford a $10 million yacht, then you can afford a $5 million tax. And he said, no, then rich people will stop having yachts built, and you will stop having craftsmen that build yachts that make great money. You will stop having the people that work on the boat and come and clean the boat and staff the boat and all that. You will eliminate way more than $5 million worth of economy if you want to tax somebody that, because then the boats won't get built. Rich people aren't stupid. They're just not going to buy something they can't afford. And if they can't afford a $5 million tax, they're not going to buy it. So, there is not a soul on this earth that's rich off your back unless you allow them to be. If you're going to a job, a job, if you are taken over by the golden handcuffs and you're going to a place that you hate to be at, and you know that they're paying you the very least amount of money they possibly can, and they can't possibly give you any kind of security about how long you're going to actually have that job, and they make you struggle to even think about getting insurance, and they make you struggle to all these different things that happen in the normal workplace. If you're allowing yourself to be treated that way, that's on you. That ain't nobody else's fault but your own. Okay? I know this, that when I become a person that actually has staff and employees, one of the main things that are going to happen and that I'm going to insist upon is that the people that I hire work towards becoming independent, at least having a side business so that they can enjoy the tax benefits of being a wealthy person, a 1099, a sole proprietor, or a corporation. Because it's your choice that you're filling out the normal everyday tax thing. It's your choice that you're letting them take the taxes out of you before you get your bills paid. That's your choice. Don't ever come to me and tell me that is because that's just the way it is, because it's only just the way you've allowed it to be. People have literally not informed you. And you know what? Once you turn 18 years old and you haven't done the research yourself, you deserve the lot that you've given yourself. So, there is a way to overcome this idea. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to suggest a book to you. And if any of you feel worries or guilt, or you feel like that, you have to feel this strange guilt when you receive the compensation that you deserve, I want you to remember that there is no such thing as let me see, my wish list. Put it on my wish list on Amazon. Maybe I'll share that link so you can go ahead and get it for me. End of Poverty, Economic Possibilities for Our Time. It's written by Jeffrey Sachs and the foreword is by Bono. It does not have to be. It does not have to be. Any kind of poverty that you feel that you're experiencing is completely controllable by you. Okay, sometimes you have to get in a really good mindset when you're dealing with contrast. Sometimes you have to do all sorts of crazy stuff to make yourself feel okay. You know, everybody has troubles, even when they're millionaires. So, stop blaming. Stop pointing fingers. Start taking your responsibility and understand this. If you get to enjoy a wonderful vacation and say you get to the point where you can buy that Mont Blanc pen that you've wanted forever and it's this beautiful sterling silver engraved pen with a fountain tip that you're going to be able to sign the most important contracts in your life with, and you spent, you know, $2,000-$3,000 on it, you didn't starve any children for it. You didn't hold anybody hostage at a job. You didn't take anybody's food away from them. You didn't put them in rags. Okay? It's okay. So, in order for you to actually find true success in your life, you need to become much more comfortable with money and abundance. That doesn't mean that you have to desire a giant mansion. What it means is when you see someone with one, you don't immediately go to that negative, nasty thought, because all that does to you is keep you in the hole, guys. Trust me, I know this, because I spent a lot of my life doing that same thing. I say, holla at your girl, I'm so excited. When somebody can buy a freaking Bentley or a Rolls Royce and use that as the vehicle that they move around in their town or in their city or travel in. Maybe they can actually hire someone to drive it for them so they can sit in the back seat. The back seats are the best. I'm excited for them. That shit's awesome. That is not the determination where I can judge the person's morality. If anything, I know that they've done something right. So stop letting money be something that you resist. Start stepping into what it is that you want. Start taking care of what you have. And stop passing judgment on people based on their income. Okay? Because I bet you if you're the one that's passing judgment on people that have money, you're also the one passing judgment on people that don't. Get over yourself. Embrace your true abundance. And be happy. That's all for now. Share. Click like. Whatever you want to do, comment. Any negative comments will be deleted immediately from my account. Because I don't put up with it. I love you all. This is day 7 of the 90-day Internet Lifestyle Network Video Challenge. And this is Coach Taryn, the Mind Reset Coach. Peace.